I call the 17th District Conference to order.
Thank you. Good afternoon and namaste. I, Madhusudan Acharya, District Conference Chair, would like to welcome you all. Are you ready for the magic? Yes? Yes or no? Yes. Thank you so much. Once again, good afternoon, namaste. Our District Governor, Rotarian Rajnaman Chesan, the guest of honor, Mr. Chiri, he is done. Our Rotary International President, Representative PDG Baby Joseph Panchiali, keynote speakers, Rotarian VK Madhav Mohan, PDG Kishore KDL, Council of Governors, Plan Lead TRFC, Assistant Governors, distinguished speakers, club presidents, fellow Rotarians, Rotrack Interact, distinguished guests, media representative, ladies and gentlemen. It is my absolute honor and privilege to welcome you all in this 17th District Conference of Rotary International District 3292, Nepal and Bhutan. Whether you have joined us here in person or are participating virtually, your presence here today is a testament to your dedications to Rotary missions of service above self. We are thrilled to have you with us as we come together to celebrate our achievements, learn from one another, and plan for a future. The annual conference is a cornerstone of Rotary tradition, providing a platform for Rotarians to connect, reflect, grow, build up a strong fellowship. Over the next 3 days, we will engage in meaningful discussion, share inspiring stories, and explore innovative ideas that will guide our work in coming year. This event is not just a meeting, it is a celebration of collective impact we have made in our commitments and reminder of the power of Rotary transforms life. Rotary to transform life. All of you may have some expectation out of this conference. Here are the things that we will definitely carry back. Various input and knowledge that will be definitely meaningful to strengthen the club's activities. Fellowship and networking. One of the most cherished aspects of Rotary is the sense of fellowship of forces. The conference is an opportunity to reconnect with old friends, make new ones, and strengthen the bond that unites us Rotarians. Let us take this time to share our experience, learn from one another, and celebrate the spirit of Rotary. Inspiration and motivation, we are privileged to have with us the Rotary International President Representative, who will provide us an update on Rotary International priorities and they inspire us to continue our service work. Additionally, we have an incredible lineup of local and international speakers who will share their insight, leadership stories and innovative ideas to motivate us in our Rotary journey. This conference is a hub of knowledge and learning of Rotary International focus area. We will explore topics such as leadership, development, community service, vocational training, public image, youth in Rotary, the Rotary Foundation, and international understanding. These sessions are designed to equip us with practical skills and knowledge to enhance our impact. One of the highlights of the conference is the opportunity to showcase the incredible projects undertaken by Rotary clubs in our districts and beyond. These projects are a testament to the power of Rotary to create lasting change. Let us learn from this success, collaborate on new initiatives, and replicate impactful projects in our own communities. Today, we will celebrate the outstanding contribution of Rotarians, clubs and projects that have made significant difference in our communities. These awards are a reminder of the excellence we strive for and the impact we can achieve when we work together. None of this would have been possible without the hard work and dedication of our organizing team, sponsors, volunteers. Your efforts have made this event a reality, and we are deeply grateful for your support. To our distinguished speakers, panelists, and attendees, your presence here today enrich this conference and inspire us all to continue our work with renewed energy and purpose. As we look to the future, this conference provides a platform for district leaders to discuss our goals, align our effort, and plan for the year ahead. Your input and ideas invaluable as we work and strengthen our district and expand our impact. As we embark on this journey together, I encourage each of you to engage fully in the session, ask questions, and share your ideas. Let us take this opportunity to learn, grow, and inspire one another. Let us leave this conference with a clear vision of the future and renewed commitment in clear vision to serving our communities. Finally, this conference will oversee the election of a new distinguished governor for the term 2027-28 through a direct election process as adopted by the district's bylaw. I strongly believe that it is our shared responsibility to actively participate in this crucial democratic process. Once again, welcome to this 17th District Conference. Let us make this an unforgettable experience, one that strengthens our bond, commitment, celebrates our achievements, leaving a lasting impact on the communities we serve and inspire us to continue making a difference in the world. Thank you, and may this conference be resounding success. Let us all join our hands together for service above self and celebrate a magical Rotary and continue to make a difference. Thank you, Jai Rotary.
Now let me request First Lady Sarojini Sherjan for her remarks.
I want to draw your attention. The flower, this bouquet that you are holding, is made from corn husk. Alright? And if you all see, there's a small story. And the story says, "Hello, I am corn husk. I fill your stomach. Today I bloom as a flower, bringing joy and beauty to your world." Magic of Rotary, RID 3292. The story is there, okay? And promoting this corn husk flower has generated income and employment and entrepreneurship. And this flower has become very popular. So I hope you will cherish it, okay? Thank you so much. District Governor Rajanamal Serchan, Chief Guest, Rotary International President, Representative PDG Baby Joseph and Madam Sally Joseph. Keynote Speaker Surendra Shrestha, Keynote Speaker VK Madhav Mohan and Madam Radha Mohan. Guest of Honor Mayor Lalitpur Metropolitan City Chiri Babu Maharjan. Observer PTG Kishore Kedia. Council of Governors, District First Ladies, District Assistant Governors, Chairs, Presidents, our family members, Rotaracts, Interacts, guests and fellow Rotarians. Namaste and a very good afternoon. As the First Lady, I take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to everyone present today for the 17th District Conference. It's truly a pleasure to have you all here. I hope you have a wonderful time engage in meaningful discussions, and enjoy the event to the fullest. As I stand before you today, my heart is filled with gratitude, reflection, and deep appreciation. This journey as the District First Lady has been one of the most meaningful experiences of my life. It has given me the privilege to witness the power of service, the strength of unity, and the spirit of Rotary. From the very first day, when my husband, DG Rajendra Mansejan, took on the responsibility of leading District 3292, I knew that this journey would be so special. So I embraced my role, not by choice, but by honor, and I poured my heart into it. As time passed, and with immense love and respect, I too received from our fellow Rotarians, a thought lingered in my mind. Will I get a chance to express my gratitude? The idea of exiting silently would have left me with deep sadness and regret for the rest of my life. This is why today I stand here and just not to speak, but to thank you all from the depth of my heart. Throughout this journey of Rotary Club visits, I have been touched by many moments. But one speech that truly captivated me was from President Kaman Prasad Koirala of Mechinagar, RC Mechinagar. He said in his acceptance speech, Rotary bhaneko ta yesto rahecha, आफ्नो बच्चा मात्रै पढाएर नपुग्ने, अरूको बच्चालाई पनि पढाउँ जस्तो लाग्ने, अरूको आफ्नो बच्चाको स्वास्थ्य मात्रै राम्रो होस् भन्ने नसोच्ने, अरूको बच्चाको पनि स्वास्थ्य राम्रो होस् चाहने. These words stayed with me because they beautifully define the essence of service of ourselves. Another speech that caught my attention was from DRR Roshan Karki to Rotaract President Samir Karki in his installation ceremony. His message was simple but very powerful. Respect your seniors because one day you will reach that position. These words resonated deeply with me because they reflect the essence of Rotary and life itself. One more action caught my attention. During the installation ceremony of DRR Biplav Chetri, there was a moment that truly stood by. He didn't take the stage alone. He took his mother and wife with him. And with deep emotion, he said, "My mom never complained when I was late. Instead, no matter the hour, she always had a warm meal ready for me." Biplav's gesture touched me deeply. As a mother myself, I saw the beauty of family values in that moment. During International Assembly training in Orlando, one of the core lessons was about partnership. We were referred to as partners, not as spouses or aunts. The focus was on encouraging and including our partners so they are aligned with our journey. Reflecting on the past few months, I have observed that while most presidents bring their partners in installation ceremonies, only a few are given the opportunity to sit beside them. As women, we take great pride in our partners' achievements, manage our responsibilities with grace, and support them with joy. Yet, at times, we may feel our role, our true partners, is not fully acknowledged. Therefore, it is my humble request that each of you honor and include your partner, and not just in presence but in purpose. Such recognition is truly invaluable. This journey has been filled with countless beautiful moments, and one special part of it has been the heartfelt gifts, token of love, DG and I received along the way. Some gifts are more than just objects. They carry deep emotions, blessings, and personal connections, from statues of gods and goddesses to beautifully personalized photographs. Each gift holds meaning, special meaning. With so many divine idols and sacred symbols, it truly feels that our home has been transformed into a temple, blessed with love, prayers, and positive energy. As Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. In less than 4 months, DG and I will step off the stage from the roles we were privileged to play. This journey wouldn't have been possible without the incredible support of so many. From the bottom of our hearts, I extend my deepest appreciation to everyone who contributed to making this experience so meaningful. Your guidance, dedication, and encouragement have been invaluable, and we are truly grateful to each and every one of you. And this thank you is not just from me, but also on behalf of the First Ladies who are in the second row, and who equally had experience of your love and support. So I would just like to request the First Lady to stand up and give them a big clap for all the love that we have received. Thank you so much. Now, as one chapter ends, another begins. With that, I take this opportunity to congratulate District Governor-elect Vinod Koirala and First Lady Viva Koirala. I wish you both a successful and enjoyable tenure. Once again, I am filled with happiness and gratitude as I stand for you to express our collective thanks. Jai Rotary.
Behind every successful man. Thank you, First Lady.
First Lady Sarojini Sehchan, and I would like to welcome you all to this 17th District Conference in this newly built conference hall, the Plaza in Lalitpur. This year, we have planned a 3-day program of excellent speakers, fun, excitement, and fellowship. It is truly an honor to stand before you today at this auspicious 17th District Conference. In this room, filled with individuals who share a collective passion for service, compassion, and commitment, we find the heart of what makes Rotary extraordinary. Together, let us explore the themes that brings us here: service above self and the magic of Rotary. Service above self. This simple yet profound motto has guided Rotary International since its inception. At its core, it reminds us of our shared purpose to prioritize the needs of others over ourselves. It inspires us to build bridges across divides, to lift others up, and to act with integrity and compassion even in the most challenging times. In a world where individualism often makes center stage, Rotary dares to chart a different path. We dare to ask, how can I serve? Instead of what's in it for me. The principle is not merely philosophy, but a way of life. It is reflected in every service project, every scholarship awarded, every polio vaccine administered, and every moment spent working tirelessly to improve the lives of others. Let us remember that service knows no boundaries. It transcends borders, languages, and cultures. Whether it is providing clean water to remote villages, offering literacy programs to undeserved communities, or responding to natural disasters with aid and comfort, Rotarians exemplify the spirit of service above self on a global scale. Service is not confined to monumental acts. It also lies in the small, everyday gestures. It is the kindness of listening to someone in distress, the generosity of sharing knowledge, and the courage of standing up for what is right. These seemingly small actions accumulate to create a ripple effect, a ripple that grows into waves of positive change. And then there is the magic of Rotary. What is this magic, you may ask? It is the extraordinary ability of ordinary individuals to come together, united by a shared vision, and transform lives in ways that are both tangible and profound. The magic lies in our diversity with 1.2 million members from over 200 countries and territories. Rotary represents a tapestry of cultures, professions, and perspectives. This diversity is not a challenge, it is our greatest strength. Through collaboration, we pool our talents, resources, and expertise to achieve what none of us could accomplish alone. The magic of Rotary is also found in its resilience. Think of Rotary's fight against polio. What began as a humble effort by a single Rotary club in the Philippines grew into one of the most succeeding public health initiatives in history. Today we stand on the brink of eradicating polio with cases reduced by 99.9% since our campaign began. This is what happens when vision meets determination. Moreover, the magic of Rotary is deeply personal. Each of us has our own Rotary story. That moment when you realized the profound impact of our service, perhaps it was the smile of a child who gained access to education through your efforts. Perhaps it was the gratitude of a family whose home was rebuilt after a disaster. These moments are the essence of the magic. They remind us of our purpose and fuel our commitment. When service above self meets the magic of Rotary, something truly extraordinary happens. It is a fusion that amplifies the power of our service and deepens its impact. It creates a community of like-minded individuals who are not only passionate about making a difference, but also capable of achieving the seemingly impossible. But let us also reflect on the responsibility that comes with this magic. As Rotarians, we are steward of trust, hope, and change. The communities we serve look to us with faith, and it is our duty to honor that faith with integrity, transparency, and dedication. As we navigate the challenges of the 21st century, climate change, inequality, health crisis, and more, our role as Rotarians has never been more critical. Let us embrace new technologies to enhance our projects, engage younger generations to sustain our legacy, and foster partnerships that extend our reach. अब हाम्रो यो सालमा हामीले के गर्यो भन्ने छोटकरीमा म विवरण दिन चाहन्छु। हाम्रो रोटरी फाउन्डेसन सिम्पोजियम रिकग्निसन प्रोग्राम जोन 6 को थियो। यसमा ट्रस्टी चेयर मार्क बनोली र देव बनोली आउनु भएको थियो। साथै उहाँहरूसँग ट्रस्टी भारत पाण्डे, EFGA PDG राजीव शर्मा, RRFC PDG देवाशिष दास, EPNC PDG उत्तम गंगुली साथमा हुनुहुन्थ्यो। र पब्लिक इमेज एन्ड मेम्बरशिप सेमिनार हामीले गर्दाखेरि रोटरी इन्टरनेसनल डाइरेक्टर अनिरुद्ध रोय चौधरी र पब्लिक इमेज चेयर PDG सन्दीप नारायण पनि आउनुभएको थियो। अहिले हाम्रो मेम्बर्स हुन त यो मेम्बरशिपमा यो टोटल आउला, तर अहिले हाम्रो मेम्बर्स 5586 मेम्बर्स अहिले हामीसँग छ। यसपालि हामीले 641 मेम्बर्स हाम्रो वृद्धि भएको छ, तर 419 मेम्बर्सले छोडेर गएका छन्। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि हाम्रो अहिले गेन 212 मेम्बर्स छन्, तर हामी जोन 6 मा वी आर द सेकेन्ड इन जोन 6 मा हामी नम्बर 2 छौँ मेम्बरशिप ग्रोथमा। यसमा दुईटा क्लब्सहरू चार्टर भएको छ। रोटरी क्लब अफ चाउडु 42 मेम्बरसँग र रोटरी क्लबमा तिनको नै 22 मेम्बर छन् र जब हामी 2008-9 हामी डिफ्रेन्ट डिस्ट्रिक्टमा हामीले परिणत भयौँ त्यस बेलामा हामीसँग 1892 मेम्बर्स हामीसँग रहेछ अहिले हामीसँग 158वटा क्लब्सहरू छन् हामीसँग 5वटा क्लब टर्मिनेट भएको थियो तर एउटा रिइन्स्टेट भएको हुनाले 4वटा क्लब अझ टर्मिनेट भएको छ रोट्र्याक्स 178 क्लब छन् जसमा 5323 मेम्बर्स र इन्ट्र्याक्टमा 152 क्लब 4500 मेम्बर्स छन् फाउन्डेसनमा हामीले अहिलेसम्म $3,08,000 सम्म हामीले सङ्कलन गर्न सकेको छौँ जसमा एनुअल फन्डमा 77,000 जति छ पोलियोमा 23,000 25,000 हाम्रो टार्गेट हो 23,000 छ इन्डाउमेन्टमा हामीसँग $90,000 छ यसमा $60,000 हाम्रो एकेएस शशिराज पाण्डेजीले चाहिँ कन्ट्रिब्युट गर्नुभएको छ र $25,000 स्वयं मैले कन्ट्रिब्युट गरेको छु यसमा टोटल र अदर्समा 1,17,000 गरिकन जम्मा 3,08,000 मात्रै छ हाम्रो टार्गेट 5,25,000 हो अरू 3 महिना बाँकी छ आशा छ यहाँहरूले चाहिँ यो बाँकी पिएचएस मेजर डोनर्स अल एक्ट सोसाइटी मेम्बर्सहरू पिएचएफ एमपिएचएफ गर्नुहुन्छ भन्ने आशा छ Every donation supports initiatives like eradicating polio and providing clean water, directly improving countless lives by giving you become a catalyst for change, embodying Rotary's mission of service of ourselves on a global scale. मलाई जस हामीले यो वर्ष मेजर डोनर पिएचएस एमपिएचएफ र पिएचएफ भन्नुभयो उहाँलाई धेरै धेरै बधाई र धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु अब आरआई कन्भेन्सन क्यालिगरीमा हुँदैछ क्यानाडा जुन 21देखि 25मा र हाम्रो टार्गेट मैले दिएको टार्गेट 100 रोटेरियन्सहरू त्यसमा उपस्थित हुन्छ भन्ने लागेको थियो तर अहिले आएर 156 पेड मेम्बर्सबाट अहिले घटेर 148 पेड मेम्बर्सहरू छन् र अनपेड र पेड टोटली गरिकन 1073 इच्छुक रोटेरियन्स र रोट्र्याक्सहरू छन् क्यानाडा जानको लागि साथमा हामीले इन्भाइरोमेन्टमा इन्टिग्रेटेड प्लान्टेसन एन्ड कम्युनिटी डेभलपमेन्ट प्रोग्राम अन्तर्गत टोखामा एउटा पार्क हामी बनाउँदैछौँ त्यसमा हाम्रो इन्भाइरोमेन्ट कमिटी चेयर दीपक राज भण्डारी र 15वटा क्लब्सले त्यहाँ पार्टिसिपेट गर्नुभएको छ भाइब्रेन्ट क्लब वर्कसप भिजन 456 मा हामीले सिधाए पोलियो डेमा कार साइकल राइड 600 नन साइक्लिस्टहरूलाई रोटेरियन्सहरू पनि मार्चमा धरालाई हामीले लाइटिङ गरे एलइडी स्क्रिन्समा हामीले चाहिँ अवेरनेस पोलियो अवेरनेस प्रोग्रामहरूको बारेमा हामीले दिए र मोबाइलमा चाहिँ हामीले रिङ टोन चाहिँ 24 घण्टा हामीले बजाउन हामी सफल भए यसमा पोलियो खोप लगाउनु र चाहिँ रोटरी भन्ने हामीले चाहिँ दिएको थियौँ राइला हामीले गरे र फ्लड भिक्टिम्स यो जुन गोदावरी म्युनिसिपालिटीमा वार्ड नम्बर 7 मा पनि हामीले सहयोग गरेको छौँ इंटरसिटी मीटिंग अन हेल्दी एजिङ पनि हामीले गऱ्यौँ डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडभाइजरी काउन्सिलको मिटिङ पनि हामीले गऱ्यौँ हामीले तोमन डाँडा मध्यामिक स्कुलमा चाहिँ हामीले 65 जना चेपाक बच्चा बच्चीहरूको लागि बेड्स ब्ल्याङ्केट्स पिलोज र बेडसिट कभर्सहरू हामी दिन सफल भए र हामीले बिल्डिङ एन्टरप्रेन्योर रेजिलियन्स एन्ड म्यानेजिङ रिस्कको हामीले एउटा प्रोग्राम गरे नयाँ यङ स्टार्टर्सहरूको लागि हामीले यो सञ्चालन गरेको थियौँ प्रेसिडेन्ट्स एन्ड एजीको हामीले रिभ्यू सबै रिजनमा गरे रिसेन्टली हामीले रिजन 7 मा गरे र बिनाइन इन्लार्जमेन्ट अफ प्रोस्टेट पनि हामीले एउटा अवेरनेस प्रोग्राम गरे र फेब्रुअरी 23 फाउन्डेसन डेमा हामीले हेरिटेज वक बालाहरूमा चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ सम्पन्न गर्न सक्यौँ youth, new generation youth exchange में first time हमने चाहिँ इटाली में अहिले architect engineer सुविका मानन्दर लाई हमने इटाली में 3 महीना को लागि ट्रेनिङ में हमने पठाउन सफल भएको छ हामी र साथसाथै exclusive corporate interaction for partnership program यो हमने corporate sector को business houses हरूसँग गर्न सके हामीले र disaster relief हामीले $25,000 हामीले आरआई बाट हामीले disaster को खाताबाट हामीले प्राप्त भइकन हामीले दुईटा समूह गठन गर्न सकेको थिए एउटा पनौतीको 5 वटा क्लब र नेशनल रिलिफ यो पाटनको रोटरी क्लब्सहरुको 17 वटा क्लब्सको समूहलाई दुईटा समूह बाँडिकन हामीले त्यहाँ गोदावरी लेले ललितपुर र यो रोसी खोलाले पर्वतीमा जुन हामीले फ्लड्सबाट आएको बाढीबाट त्यसमा हामीले सहयोग गर्न हामी जाइसक्यौँ र अहिले हामीले अग्रिमेन्ट्स हाम्रो एमओयू हिडन ट्रेजरसँग हामीले गरेको छौँ जसमा मिस नेपाललाई हामीले ब्रान्ड एम्बेसडर बनाएको छौँ यसपालिको 2024 नेपाललाई ब्रान्ड एम्बेसडर हामीले बनाउन सकेको छौँ मिस इन्भाइरोन्मेन्टलाई हामीले इन्भाइरोन्मेन्ट कमिटीमा राखेको छौँ र लास्ट इयर 2023 को मिस नेपाललाई पब्लिक इमेज मेम्बरमा हामी राख्न सफल भएको छौँ हामी रोटरी ज्ञानेन्द्रलाल प्रधानसँग हामीले यो क्रिमेटोरियम एफिसिएन्ट क्रिमेटोरियममा को लागि हामीले एमओयू गरिसकेको छौँ र उहाँले चाहिँ 8 वटा यस्तो क्रिमेटोरियमहरू जसले चाहिँ फ्युल एफिसिएन्ट चाहिँ क्रिमेटोरियम लगाउनको लागि उहाँले चाहिँ सहयोग गर्ने हुनेछ एउटा हालसालै एउटा बुटोलमा लास्ट इयर सुरु भएको कम्प्लिट भएर त्यसको उद्घाटन पनि भइसकेको छ अनि क्रिएसन नेपालसँग प्लास्टिक अवेरनेस प्रोग्राम र ट्रेनिङको बारेमा हामीले उहाँसँग चाहिँ पनि एउटा एमओयू गरेको छौँ र अहिले आरसी भक्तपुरसँग रोटा गाई जात्रा भन्ने प्रोग्राम सञ्चालन गर्नको लागि हामीले उहाँसँग पनि एउटा एमओयू साइन गरेको छौँ यो गाई जात्रा चाहिँ मेन गाई जात्राको दिनपछि पनि 7 दिनको अरू चाहिँ समय हुने रहेछ जस्तै गाई जात्रामा भाग लिन नसकेको 7 दिनभित्रमा भाग लिनुपर्ने रमाइलो गाई जात्रा छ त्यसकारण चाहिँ रोटरीले पनि यसलाई प्रोत्साहन दिने भन्ने हामीले लागेको हुनाले हामीले गर्दैछौँ As I stand here today, I am filled with immense pride and gratitude to be part of this incredible Rotary family. But pride alone is not enough. It is now our moment to act, to lead and to serve. To the seasoned Rotarians among us, I say thank you for your unwavering dedication. Your wisdom and experience light the path for the rest of us. To the newer members, I say welcome. You are the future of Rotary and your energy and ideas are invaluable. And to our younger members and prospective Rotarians, I say this, never underestimate the power of your voice. You have the potential to shape the direction of our organization and the world. Let us leave this conference not only inspired but also determined to turn inspiration into action. Let us reaffirm our commitment to service ourselves and embrace the magic of Rotary. Together we can and will create a better, brighter and more compassionate, magical world. We have a young girl of 16 as one of the speakers for a journey of raising funds for needy children by playing the violin on the streets. She has supported more than 1,000 children with food, clothes and education. She is Derika Shrestha. Derika, please give a round of applause. अस्ति 35th US Humanitarian Award में उहाँलाई सम्मान गरेको थियो र उहाँको बायोडाटा हामीले हेर्दाखेरि I was really impressed and I promised that I will invite her to as a speaker after the district conference. She is here as a youth. भोलि हामी उहाँको बारेमा हामी सोच्छौँ र मैले I had said in my installation on July 1st, 2024, 1,000 miles journey begins with one step. Today we are almost near our journey and have a little more than 3 months left for completing the remaining steps of the 1,000 miles journey. We begin. It is now to accelerate our steps to complete our dreams, visions and goals. May the spirit of Rotary continue to inspire and guide us all. Yes to another year of extraordinary service and unparalleled magic. Let us go forth and make it happen. Our District Conference Chair, Madhusudan Acharya, Conference Steering Committee, Subcommittee and District Secretariat team led by Manager Mahisbir Bhattacharya have worked round the clock to ensure a very successful conference. With powerful programs, eminent speakers, great fellowship, along with incredible food, music and dancing. My thanks will not be complete if I do not thank our PDG, Sanjay Giri and DLF District Coordinator Sanjay Giri and DLF PDG Jitendra Bhandari for their help, support and advice in designing and ensuring a power-packed program for the participants. I am sure you will all enjoy it and return with beautiful memories. My thanks will not be complete without thanking all sponsors, distinguished speakers, hosts, co-host clubs, the organizing committee, subcommittees, Rotarians, sponsors, Rotractors, interactors, all volunteers for their invaluable support in making this conference a great success and a memorable one. Our appreciation and gratitude to the family of late Gopal Raj Bhandari, also known as Gopal Dai, as we call it, for establishing the vocational award, establishing the Gopal Kamala Vocational Award. This year, the vocational award is in the field of agriculture, and the prize money is 2 million rupees, 20 lakhs. Our appreciation and gratitude to the family and Dr. Suniti Acharya for establishing the Suniti Gopal Trust Fund for empowering women. For 2 women, Rotarian and non-Rotarian, with a prize money of rupees 1 lakh each in the field of basic education and literacy. Last but not least, I would like to thank my partner, First Lady Sarojini, for her unwavering belief and support to me in discharging my duties as a district governor. And my sons, Ashish and Ayush, daughter-in-laws, Jigula and Pratiksha, and my treasures, my grandchildren, Jayvat Man, Arya Nandini and Aviraz Man Sejal, who have been a source of encouragement. Without their support, I would not have been here, where I am now today. In closing, let me leave you with the words of Mahatma Gandhi. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. As Rotarians, we have the privilege and the responsibility to lose ourselves in service to find the magic in our work and to leave a permanent mark on the world. Keep on doing the wonderful magical work you all have been doing. I must also thank our members of the Rotary Club of Tamil for their invaluable support.
Beloved District Governor Rajendra Manshachan, First Lady Sarojini, esteemed distinguished guests, beloved Rotarians, friends and family of Rotary in District 3292. Namaste, Vanakkam, good afternoon.
Namaste.
17th District Conference, Ma Auna Pauda Ma Thori Kushi Chu. Friends and guests, it's our pleasure to be here, to be part of your district conference, and on behalf of Rotary International, may we have the pleasure of bringing you greetings and appreciations from Rotary International President Stephanie to this 17th District Conference. Stephanie, the International President, has given us the beautiful theme, the magic of Rotary. While addressing the batch of district governors of your governor, D.E. Rajendra Shachar, and other district governors all over the globe, President Stephanie given the clarion call to transformative, because he wanted to aim to highlight the transformative power of Rotary's service projects and the impact the members make in their communities and the world. After having done that, now the entire district of 3292 has converged here for the annual convention of Rotary in this district, that is the district conference. While coming to this beautiful country of Sylvan Hills, Valleys, Nepal, me and Sally are truly excited to be here and to be part of it. Nepal, the country which truly owns the majestic Himalayas. Out of the 14 mountain peaks of the highest stature in the world, I understand 8 are located in this beautiful country of Nepal. Nepal is famous for the historical sites as well. The cultural heritage, the scenic beauty, and the ambience, and the rich cultural heritage which the people of Nepal carries, along with the country of Bhutan, makes this district unique and memorable to all of us who are here. Myself and Sally, coming from the southernmost part of India, the state called Kerala, the God's own country. Of course, we are joined here by Madhav Mohan and Radha as well. We both of us are coming from District 3201, Kerala, India, in Zone 5. On behalf of our district and the Rotary International, maybe me, Sally, Radha and Madhav Mohan also make this occasion to greet you to have an excellent district conference here. Madhav, please join me in greeting them on this auspicious occasion of the district conference. The colorful and lovely festivals of this nation, which truly coincides with the country of India, the Holi, the Vijayadashmi, and all other festivals celebrated has a consonance between the two countries. This also makes us more closer and closer, which has our countries together. I understand the district 3292 is unique in many respects. It has a rich heritage of its own. District 3292, which was formed in the year 2008-9, like our own district, that too was formed in the year District 3201 also was formed in the year 2008-2009. By the service over the period of 17 years, we have traveled a lot, and that makes us together unique to the Rotary world. The Rotary in Nepal, we understand this district has a distinguished position in the Rotary world. A district which was started in the year 2008-9, over the years of over the 17 years of service to the community, has more than 155 clubs, more than 5,500 Rotarians. That's good enough to have or to make this district to an outstanding position in the Rotary world. Beloved Governor Rajendra Man Shachan has given a cross-section of the activities, an overview of the activities of the district during the current past year. A Rotary district stretching to the countries of Nepal and Bhutan with a strength of 155 clubs and 5,500 Rotarians. I understand a lot of uniqueness is attached to your district. This district has contributed more than $2 million to the Rotary Foundation in the years past. A steady increase of giving to the Rotary Foundation's annual giving, which makes the district in a standalone position in the Rotary world. I believe Rajendra, Governor, is going to have a consistent giving pattern being continued this year as well, with a annual giving target of $525,000, I believe. Please put your hands together for the appreciation of the foundation activities of the district as well as by the Governor. Membership, take the example of the membership which has risen to more than 5,500 during this time. Every organization is concerned, resources are more important. As far as Rotary, truly a service organization is concerned, our resources are the volunteer force we are having. A Rotary district with a volunteer force of 5,500 Rotarians and their partners and spouses and the friends in service, the interactors and Rotaractors of this district make this district unique. The combined effort of rise together and empowering in unity, that is the Rotarians, Rotaractors and interactors putting the effort together to make the magic of Rotary real in this part of the world and in this community where we are serving is really appreciative. Friends, the incredible impact of Rotary creates around the world. That is what Stephanie has given the call to the Rotarians all over the world. The governors, the assistant governors, the club presidents and the entire Rotary world is to highlight the transformative effort of Rotary in serving the community better and better. The enormous service activities undertaken by our individual clubs and the volunteers of Rotary, that is giving the public image of Rotary. We are all working together for the simple cause with a single point agenda of serving the community better, that is service above self. When we address that issue, that effort makes Rotary noble and outstanding and standing out and standing alone from all other organizations. We need to be proud about the organization. We need to be proud about the leadership of Rotary. Stephanie has given the call to the Rotarians which we are following. Governor Rajendra has given an overview of the activities what your district is doing. Yesterday, me and Madhav Mohan were discussing about the rich lineage or heritage or the uniqueness of this district. The cohesiveness of the College of Governors we have experienced. We have experienced the standing out activities, especially in the foundation and membership segment of this district, which we feel that is a take-home message for all of us from our part of the district. Appreciations to the entire Council of Governors for supporting your governor and leading the front. I am not naming each one of you for the time being due to the paucity of the time, but that is something a very carrying home message for us to be there. The magic of Rotary, Stephanie has given the call. We experience the magic in every service project undertaken and accomplished by ourselves, the individual Rotarians, our individual clubs, and the region, district, zone, and at the global level. Together we say the magic of Rotary in serving the community better and better, to give privilege and pleasure to the underprivileged, to the support of the activities which we need to undertake. That is what Rotary envisages. This afternoon, when we were here, Governor Rajendra took us around the service booths and your club's pavilion, where the different activities are exhibited. In the process, we had gone to plant a tree here. Country like this, Nepal, full of valleys and rivers, loves to protect the nature very much. The tree planting activities undertaken here, the activities of the underprivileged children which we saw there in the stalls, all these bring hope, compassion and change that matters to the lives of the people who are concerned. And that is the beauty of our theme which we are addressing now, the magic of Rotary. Every single activity undertaken by our club, our members, our volunteer force, our partners in service, our Rotaractors, our interactors, and our spouses and fellow Rotarians make this organization great, which stands out. Governor Rajendra has showcased the activities of the district, and this magic of Rotary should be carried home everywhere. During our annual convention here, it should be our thought and our belief that we belong to this organization, the great organization led by ideals of service and service alone. D.G. Rajendra Manshachan, First Lady Sarojini Shachan, Conference Chair Madhusudan Acharya, DGN Vishnu B. Karki and Miru, and my good friend Rotaractor Roshan, you may be forgiven for the Lachan Joshi, are quite supportive in doing the presentation here. Friends, it was indeed our pleasure to be here and to be part of your district conference. We learned a lot from being here, and truly we understand, and that is the beauty of Rotary which we experienced. Aja ke din sundar house sabiliyan dhanyavad.
It was inspiring and it was once again wonderful for letting us remember why we are Rotarians and reminding us that Rotary transcends all borders, service transcends all borders. Thank you very much once again. Now, I'll be introducing a distinguished academician, Surendra Shrestha. He has a distinguished career in international and multilateral agencies like AIT, ICMOR and UN. His area of specialization includes strategic planning, resource mobilization, introduction of new technologies. He has been an active contributor in academia, visiting professor in various institutions including AIT, Columbia University, Tongji University and UNU University. He is currently assisting the younger generation and startup companies through mentorship programs to navigate the fast-changing world. And today, we are eager to hear from Surendra Shrestha, and what an interesting topic that he will be speaking and addressing us with, the changing face of money. Let me now invite and welcome Mr. Surendra Shrestha for his address.
Speak louder, is it? Okay, sorry. So the topic is money. I quickly want to go through the main indicators. So what we're presenting, I think some of it you may be surprised. So it's not true or false, or right or wrong, it's just the data. So if it goes against what you believe in, please forgive me, I'm telling this ahead of time. So they say sometimes in decades nothing happens, and sometimes in 1 year decades happen. So 2025, this year, promises decades happening. It has already started, and we have still many more months to go, and we will see huge changes. So to these indicators, I want to take you to the heavens and then down to planet Earth. So first one is sorry, this is not a set of slides. Okay, maybe while they catch up, I just speak. So the slide that was supposed to come up was that of the Yuga system. So we are all aware of this system that is at a very macro level. The interpretation is telling us that we are at the end of Kali Yuga. And this interpretation says we have next 3 years of turmoil, wars, a lot of deaths, but out of it we come out in a new age. So that's at a very high macro level, and the Earth has resonance. It is vibrating. So the latest data shows since November last year, the vibrations are peaking. So it has not happened in the last thousands of years. So you can go to the NASA website, you can see how much it has peaked, and it's still going up, showing the frequency of our Earth is going to affect all of us. So the frequency is going up, and in the English prophecies, they say the Ides of March of 2025. So macro level, that's what's happening. At a more earthly level, we are in a dollar system. Are we going to get the slides? Or? Okay, so let me continue. No slides. So I had some beautiful slides. So in 1913, if we go back in history, the Federal Reserve Act was formed where the dollar was established. But today the Federal Reserve is not federal nor a reserve. And if we look closely, we may not like it, but Rashtra Bank here and all other central banks do not belong to the country. They are all belonging to the Federal Reserve. The political establishment here appoints the governor, but the governor nominations are provided by them. So the federal is not a federal nor a reserve. And if we fast forward to 1944, there was a Bretton Woods Agreement where the victorious US invited 44 countries to agree that the dollar will be the reserve currency of the world. They promised to peg it to the gold. And in 1971, that was unilaterally dropped. So today the dollar is not based on nothing but thin air and military. So if any country goes against the dollar, there is regime change. So Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Libya, can name. So every year there's a new war being fought to keep the dollar dominant. So this happened in 1971. It's called the Nixon shock, and he took away the gold base from the dollar. So today we have debasement of the dollar. So today 96% of the value has gone down, and they continue to print the money, so the debt increases. So today US is $36 over trillion in debt,
debt-based economy is collapsing as we speak. So that is in 2025. So there is a book called Changing World, in which they document how long do empires last. So if we go back 600 years, we had the Qing dynasty, and then the center of global power moved to Europe, the Anglo-Saxon Empire. So Portugal, Spain, the Dutch, the British, and now the Americans all had about average of 80 years. And today, sadly, the US empire is collapsing. So we may not see it, but if you look at the data of what is happening inside the country, it is collapsing, and we'll see the end in the next 2 to 3 years. So that's what the data shows. As I say, we may not like it, but then that's what it is. So the empires usually play the same rule book, divide and rule. In the 70s, the 80s, the US got together with China and destroyed USSR. So today what is happening is Trump is trying to go close to Russia to destroy China. So that is again happening. Yes, the last 2 days in the Pentagon, they reviewed the war plans against China. So if you're reading the news, you know. And I'm especially bringing this up because Nepal is sandwiched between. So if we have leadership in Nepal that is not a proxy and get destroyed like Ukraine, we would be playing leadership that can look at a non-aligned neutral role like Switzerland did during the 2 wars in Europe. So these are US and Nepal at the moment has a US military base. On the State Department website, Nepal is shown as a close ally of the US, which may not be the desired outcome if neutrality is what is desired. So another indicator I wanted to show, which is not there, is the technology. I think the speakers earlier referred to technology. So starting this year, we are in a new wave of technology. Last 50 years, we had information revolution, we had computers, chips, and anything related to the information. We now have a new set of technologies driven by AI agents, blockchain, robotics, and humanoid robots. So they are already here, and it's going to drastically change. So if we look at the latest reports from the World Economic Forum, and McKinsey reports, they say 80% of all the jobs that we have today will be gone in 2 years. The humanoids will take over, AI will take over. So this is especially important for our business community who are here. So if we are going to enter that, how do we prepare for it? These new technologies are taking over. So the people in the near future, it will be one-person companies running billion and trillion-dollar companies with AI agents as their employees. And it's all in the virtual world. The second big change that is happening is the Web 3. So we went through Web 1 in the 70s, 80s, 90s, where we could only read. Web 2 is today's Amazon, Microsoft, and so on, where we can read and write and have social media. In Web 3, the data remains with us and we can transact in money, wealth. So that is the key difference. So it is decentralized, it's not controlled by any government, any company like Google or Amazon. So your data, you keep in control and you can transact, and hence an individual can have $1 billion, trillion company, and it's changing very fast. It's already available. This will enable us to move in the decentralized financing world. So currently banks are centralized, they're run by humans. Central banks are run by governments. But in the AI-driven Web3 world, it is totally decentralized. We don't need banks, we don't need governments. So this is, again, something already happening. In US, every 6 months there are 4,000 to 5,000 small banks closing. At the present time, there are only the large regional and the national, like JP Morgan and so on, who are there. So the smaller banks at the state and local level are disappearing. So I was going to show about the AI agents. So AI integrated with the internet has access to all the knowledge. It doesn't sleep, it doesn't need a holiday. Then if you add a wallet to that AI, it is able to transact for you. Then you have the social media, and then you have the AI agent, and you can also put IoT devices. So it can cook the rice for you, order something. If your milk is running low, order the milk, and everything becomes possible. So the specialized AI agents you can already buy in the market. It's already available. So what this is doing is cutting all the middleman job. When we grew up, our parents said, be a doctor, be an engineer, be a lawyer. These are all middleman jobs, and it's gone. So all the middleman jobs are going. So this is, we're looking at 2 to 3 years time frame. So AI agents are already available. So I've taken you briefly through the technology, the geopolitics, and what the yoga system says. Now if we look at what it, to us as a person, what it means to us, how do we survive and, how do we survive and thrive in this new environment? So if we look, so all these things are happening at the global level. What does it mean to us at the local level? So we have 2 options. We can bury our head in the sand and pretend it's not happening, and we don't change, and we don't look at the changes. The world will go by and it will leave us behind. Or we can get out of our comfort zone and accept and learn. So we need to learn these new technologies because it will be the everyday transaction. So first thing we have to realize, there is a new world order. We may not like it, we've been used to the unipolar Western US-led world, but now there is a new world order. It is changing, the trade patterns are changing, the technology is changing, and the way the global nation states are behaving is changing. Second, the changing world, next one. Next. Yeah. So, in the last 200-300 years, from our great-grandfather's time to now, we have gone from feudalism, where we had kings and knights and landlords. Then we went to capitalism, dominated by the West, where we had machines doing things, and now we are entering the digital everything world. So AI agents are a key to that. Next, please. Next slide. No, before. Okay. So, in the new technology, the base, like before, gold was the base is now blockchain. So all the transactions of everything, individuals, governments, will be on the blockchain. We will be using Web3 to communicate to the virtual world, and a lot of us have read the Bhagavad Gita and so on. You have your avatars in the virtual world with the AI agents transacting in everyday business. So brick and mortar buildings, human employees are yesterday. So we're shifting very rapidly to that new world. So next slide. So this is the history, evolution of money. So we had barter trade, we had gold, we had fiat currencies, and now what we are entering into is blockchain-based money or cryptos. I know it is illegal in Nepal, but this is where we are. When I went to study a long time ago, by the way, Rajendra was my captain in school. So when I went to study computers, this is back in the 70s and the early 80s, computers was illegal in Nepal. I don't know whether you want to believe it or not, it was illegal. So there are vested interests of the current powers that don't want no change. But eventually they get swept by the waves. So cryptocurrency is the future, and I hope that leadership in this country will change soon, because we are missing a huge, big opportunity by making it illegal. Next slide. So if we look globally, on planet Earth, there is $900 trillion worth of assets, real estate, you can see it here. And if you see way up in the corner, about $2+ trillion is cryptos, is blockchain. Now that is slowly eating up everything. So by next year, it is projected that it will be bigger than gold. So which means it has to be $20 trillion. This is because the US is moving very fast. They want to be the center for all of this. So the assets are moving very fast. So if you're looking to the future, you need to understand the blockchain, the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, the Solanas, and all these other currencies that are coming. Next slide, please. So when we look at investment, we are looking what is our returns. So if we look at last 5 years, what returns are there? So Bitcoin is 51% average. It is a volatile asset, it goes up and down, but it's going up and down in a median line that is going up. So you can see gold is about 5%. So in times of uncertainty, people go to assets like gold. So this morning gold has crossed about $3,049 for the first time in history. And by the end of the year, it is projected to be 9,000. Would you believe it? This is because of the uncertainty around the globe with the wars, with what's happening. Next slide, please. This is our dear President of the US, Donald Trump. He says he's the crypto king, Bitcoin king, and he's changing all the rules of finances very rapidly through Congress, through Senate, and also the executive orders. So the US is throwing away the gold as a strategic reserve in Fort Knox. and they are buying every day Bitcoin. So he wants to buy 1 million Bitcoin, put it as a strategic reserve, and renegotiate Bretton Woods 3 with Bitcoin. And of course, all the countries are beginning to follow suit. Next slide, please. So we have in the US, it's a federal country, so there are now 29 states that have passed the Bitcoin Act, and each state is now accumulating Bitcoin as much as they can. So this is the new gold, but it is digital gold. Next slide, please. So this is showing which countries are holding how much Bitcoin. Please note the country of Bhutan. I heard we have some colleagues who are from Bhutan. The King of Bhutan, the Prime Minister 4 years ago took a decision. They are using the hydropower to mine Bitcoin. As of December last year, Bloomberg reported Bhutan has paid off all its debt. Everything. At World Bank, IMF, ADB, India, there's a little bit left. It had a surplus of $1 billion as of December last year. This is what Bloomberg reported. Surplus. And this year, the king has announced all education free, healthcare free. Every student going to school will have an iPad, a new iPad every year. They changed the law to make Dzongkha, the national language, English, and number 3, digital skills and coding compulsory from kindergarten to university. So Bhutan has, I think, shown an example where we could be heading in the digital world. All the graduates who were abroad are beginning to return because there are more jobs on smart contracts and the protocols. So these are all on the blockchain industrial side. So very, very nice to see what's happening in Bhutan. So quick in closing, the subject was money. So at times of difficulty, as we will face in the next 3 to 5 years, 3 suggestions you may want to remember, although you are all more than experts in companies and so on, but times like this. Rule number 1, make the money work for you. Working for money will not work in the next 2 to 3 years in the digital space. Rule number 2, is our money, rupee, dollar, is going down at the rate of 16% because of debasement, because of inflation. So it's like you put ice in your hand and it just melts away. So, suggestion you may want to consider, don't put it in the bank, buy hard asset. If you don't believe in Bitcoin, buy gold. All the BRIC countries are buying gold. So the projections of the experts like BlackRock, JP Morgan, is thousands of dollars, 9,000 they predicted by December of this year. So Bitcoin, gold, the real estate market in the US is crashing. It is gone down by 40–50%. It is likely to affect countries like Nepal, which is the real estate is in a bubble. So maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years from now might be the ideal time for the real estate. And it is now last slide. So just like you can put your gold in the bank and borrow at 90% of the value, for Bitcoin you can borrow at 95% of the value. So never sell gold, never sell Bitcoin, borrow on it, and spend on it. So thank you very much.
And instead I thought I'll share some off-the-cuff thoughts and insights, maybe too facetious a word, but ideas from what I've been observing, learning and listening from yesterday and this afternoon. District Governor Raj, about whom I'll talk in a bit with an example, is a man of very few words, but I suspect he speaks softly and carries a very big stick, maybe a hockey stick, since he was also secretary of the Nepal Hockey Association. But before I come to that, I must touch upon something First Lady Sarojini said. She articulated a couple of leadership principles so beautifully. She talked about including women and imbuing them with a sense of purpose, both of which are fundamental concepts in leadership. Inclusion is really the DNA of leadership. Sadly, pseudo-leaders exclude people from inner circles. But if you look at the psychology of inclusion, inclusion creates a feeling of trust, empowerment, that motivates, that inspires, which then translates into productivity and results and feed into a virtuous cycle of sustainable results. So inclusion is something that makes people want to contribute. And let me connect that to our challenge in Rotary. I've been a Rotarian for 4 decades. This is my 41st year in Rotary.
Wow.
I had the good fortune of being blessed as a Rotary Ambassadorial Scholar, and then immediately after I completed my graduation in the US, I chose to come back and serve in the very same district and join the very same club which selected me as an Ambassadorial Scholar. So, coming back to some of the challenges that we face in Rotary, it's a challenge that is amplified by technology and opportunities. It's a challenge that most companies and businesses are facing increasingly today, namely attrition. Rotarians join and leave. And there's a big turnover, which is one of the reasons why the subcontinent is the place where Rotary's future is going to be decided. The Western Hemisphere has largely lost the battle for the hearts and minds of Rotary. But it is here, in India, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Pakistan, that the future of Rotary is going to get decided. Even in terms of contributions, money into the TRF. But here, also we are facing this huge leadership challenge of attrition, of holding the interest of Rotarians in continuing to be Rotarians. And that is where First Lady Sarojini's idea of inclusion becomes crucial. So may I suggest that we embrace all young Rotarians and give them major responsibilities. Involve them in everything from day -1. Of course, we should educate them about Rotary, about what Rotary is, and more important, what Rotary is not, and then throw them into the deep end and harness their creativity and boundless energy and get them to contribute everything that they have by involving them and giving them recognition and responsibility. A long time ago when I joined Rotary, I got into trouble with the seniors in my club, and my club is a very blue-blooded club. It's the Rotary Club of Cochin. It's one of the very oldest clubs in this part of the country. It was chartered in 1937, got its charter in 36, officially chartered in 1937. So it is a very blue-blooded club with its own traditions. In one meeting, when I had just joined, this district governor is present, PDG is present. We were discussing projects, and somebody said, "Oh, this junior Rotarian, what does he know? I mean, come on, he's suggesting some impractical ideas." Junior Rotarian. He said, he used the phrase junior Rotarian. And that's a phrase that has haunted me throughout my Rotary journey. I stood up and said, I've read the manual of procedure, I've read the constitution and bylaws of Rotary. I don't see a classification or a category called senior or junior Rotarian. As far as I know, there is only a Rotarian. So my friend, you are completely out of line if you refer to me as junior Rotarian. Therein lies the challenge of leadership. I think we've got to break this kind of thinking that the number of years equals experience, which is true, but number of years is not directly proportional to maturity. I can show you 80-year-old people who are very immature, and I can show you 18-year-old people who are very mature. So age and maturity are not correlated, there's no direct connection. So therefore, First Lady Sarojini's idea about inclusion becomes critically important for Rotary's survival today. The second idea she dropped very casually, but it is a very substantive idea. She talked about purpose. Purpose, when you involve the ladies, purpose gets clarified. And purpose is everything in becoming an effective leader. The why of what we are doing. Why are we doing what we are doing? RIPR PDG Baby referred to the polio project. Why was polio so successful? Why did polio eradication become so important? Why? Therein lies the answer. If you discover the why, you will harness, technically speaking, synergy. People will start getting aligned when they can identify why they are doing what they are doing. So therefore, may I suggest that for every little project or every little initiative we undertake, let us go right down to the grassroots, to the youngest possible Rotarian in every single club and explain to him or her why we are doing what we are doing. Why is it important to come in and attend the district conference? Why is it necessary to contribute your time? Why is it necessary to contribute money? If you are able to come up with a cogent, reasoned answer that lifts all boats, the results are bound to show in the level of involvement in every single club. And it is the club that is the unit of Rotary. It's not the district, it is the club. And it is in the club that the purpose needs to be defined. So I may go and be very provocative when I ask you, why should your club exist? And that is a question that every club needs to ask. Now, I understand there are 182 odd clubs in Nepal in 3292. Maybe in our own district, Cochin has some 60 odd clubs. So my question is, why should a club exist? We need to answer that. Because otherwise, we will keep talking till the cows come home about why our global membership is not increasing. It is hovering around 1.2, 1.3 million people. Why is it not increasing? Because we are not asking the question why. So, answering the question why is critically important. Let me tell you a story about somebody called Viktor Frankl, who wrote a very small but very, very important book called Man's Search for Meaning. It's just a 75-page book. In that, Viktor Frankl defines the importance of purpose. Viktor Frankl was one of the very few Jewish survivors of the Auschwitz extermination camp. He saw his wife and child, close friends, relatives, all being killed in the gas chamber right before his eyes. They were the worst conditions you can imagine in human history. And out of hundreds of thousands of people, just a handful survived Auschwitz. Viktor Frankl was one. And later on, he says, the reason I survived such brutal, inhuman conditions was that I knew why I had to survive. I had to survive because I knew that I had this theory called logotherapy in my mind, and it was something that would benefit mankind, and so it was important for me to survive, get out of Auschwitz, go to New York and teach and propagate logotherapy. And that is why I survived. So if you give the reason why and work out the reason why, you can survive anything. Because it gives you a larger purpose in life. And that is a serious exercise, I think, we need to do in Rotary today. More than 110 or 20 years since Paul Harris in 1905, I think the time has come for us to recalibrate why we are Rotarians. And that's a serious brainstorming discussion kind of exercise. And talking about discussions and debate, I'll take you back to the origin of democracy in 5th century BCE, and we'll try and learn a couple of lessons from there. But before that, Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya asiddhya samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Now, this is a classic definition of yoga, but the operative word is samatvam yoga uchyate, operative phrase. The word samatvam means balance, equipoise, and that broadly translates to the concept of homeostasis in zoology, microbiology, biology and so on, and economics, where the demand curve and the supply curve intersect, and that's the equilibrium price. But homeostasis basically is the drive for balance, which is what Krishna teaches us. You have to be balanced, and if you are balanced, you become a karma yogi. And if you are a karma yogi, then you can move the world because you don't have any personal agenda. You can focus on the organization and its welfare. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to rise up and give a big round of applause to the great karma yogi in your district governor, Rajendra Mach. He is absolutely a karma yogi. And so, from him we learn, don't speak too much. Act and show results. Having said all that, let me come back to this whole concept of why and why it's so important. You know, since we are in Nepal, how can I not talk about the Gorkha soldiers who are such an important part of the armed forces of 3 countries. The imperial, colonial, backward country, United Kingdom today. I call it a backward country today. But its armed forces have, one of the reasons why the UK's armed forces, by the way, it's a very small armed forces, there are only 75,000 odd soldiers. But I think they have 2 or 3 Gorkha regiments, which is what really gives the British Army its teeth. Nepalese army has Gorkhas. The Indian army is extremely proud of the Gorkhas. In fact, Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw was a proud Gorkha. What is it that Gorkhas are the most feared warriors in the entire world, in the history of warfare? What makes them so feared? Kafalangai. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correct. Kafalanga is the motto of the Gorkhas. What it means, it's better to die than live like a coward. It's better to die than to live like a coward. That is the ultimate dharma, the ultimate purpose for any human being. And that is what makes the Gorkhas fearless on the battlefield. Now what if you and I discovered our own Kafalanga, our own purpose? How strong can we then become? This is the problem that faces us. Our own inability to define our purpose. And Rotary as an organization being very nebulous about its own purpose in this changing environment. Today the previous speaker talked about some fantastic developments happening around the world in blockchain and technology. Of course, today there is a multipolar world. The existing big power confrontation has given way to might is right, and countries are fracturing their associations and their hitherto historical associations and relationships, and it's basically becoming each man for himself. And given that, the power of the West is eroding in real time, and that has been accelerated by the speed at which technology is growing exponentially. You just saw 8-10 weeks ago a company called DeepSeek creating a huge AI LLM at a cost of some 6 million USD, whereas companies like ChatGPT and Sam Altman had created quasi-gen AI at something like $50 or $100 billion. So compare $100 billion with $6 million. DeepSeek can do things better than ChatGPT 4. So the rate at which technological obsolescence is happening is exponential. And that creates huge opportunities for us. It will bring huge opportunities for us, which then brings me back to the quintessential nature of leadership. You know, great thinkers like Peter Drucker and Warren Bennis told us the difference between a manager and a leader. A lot of people use these terms synonymously, but they are not the same. According to Drucker and Bennis, a manager is a person who does things right. A manager is a person who does things right. That's all of us Rotarians. We are all doers. Rotarians are mostly doers. My complaint is that you do first and think later. A lot of the time. We do need to do a little more deep thinking before we jump into doing something. You know, Chanakya once told us very famously, before you start doing something, ask this question, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, and what result you will get. Then you start doing. Don't simply start doing. That's Kautiya's advice, Chanakya. But in the same way, if you come back to Drucker and Bennis, who tell us managers are people who do things right. That means efficient planning, organizing, execution, implementation. That is classic definition of doers. That's Rotary for you. Now with the DeepSeek, ChatGPT AI, and India's own AI, which is gathering pace secretly, that doing part becomes very easy. You heard Mr. Shrestha saying that you may have $1 billion enterprise with one person. Why is that? That's because this implementation and operationalization and execution is totally taken over by AI. That means doing things right will start getting less and less importance because the technology exists to do things perfectly, not only right, perfect. And if you want to talk from an economics theoretical background, you can say that the productivity is going to increase to infinity. When productivity increases by infinite amounts, then the profitability can go up tremendously. And so that's the reason why countries like Nepal, Bhutan, India can achieve $10,000 and $15,000 per capita income within the next 4 or 5 years. Because productivity can go through the roof using state-of-the-art technology. So doing things right is, in my view, going to become less and less important. So that brings me to the definition of leadership, of leaders that Drucker and Venice taught us. Managers are people who do things right. Leaders are people who do the right thing. And that's the difference. Doing the right thing. And it's people who do the right thing that are required in today's world. Because anyone can do things right. But who does the right thing? The minute you are talking about the right thing, you are talking about character, integrity, ethics, fair, unbiased. We are talking about the four-way test. So we need that four-way test to come down from the walls of our meeting places and get seared in our hearts and consciousness, because that is the only thing that's going to make Rotary survive. And by the way, here's the scary part. Organizational research has shown that just like human beings, organizations also have a lifespan. And just like human beings tend to die, in India the life expectancy is today around 72. Human beings also tend to die because the forces of entropy overtake the forces of creativity. So there's decay happening. That same phenomenon affects organizations. And according to research, organizations tend to die after 10 to 12 years. And if an organization has to live beyond its expiry date of 10 to 12 years, the only thing that will make it extend its life is leadership. And leadership means doing things right. So now where does that leave us in Rotary? We should have been dead and gone a long time ago by this statistic. But we are 100 plus and showing signs of old age and showing signs of withering away. This is where leadership needs to be injected amongst youngsters, because it's a survival imperative. It's only people who do the right thing, namely leaders, who are going to take Rotary to the next frontier. So, four-way test is not just a feel-good factor sitting in our on the walls. It is everything to us. It's everything to us. Let me tell you the story of a couple of people. But before that, let me take you back 5,000 years ago, 5 BCE. Democracy was first kind of experimented with in ancient Athens, 5 BCE. And the word democracy comes from the word demos, which means citizens. And cracy means power, so power to the citizens. They had a very successful model of democracy because they were able to instill this duty to participate in discussions, debate and decision making in every citizen. Every citizen had a right to articulate his point of view and listen and think and contribute. And that is why democracy was such a successful model in Athens. It was Pericles, the great Athenian leader, who said, if you don't participate in this process, you cannot sit outside and find fault, like many of us do in Rotary.
He has worked in many companies in the role of administrator, project manager, and so on and so forth. Elected mayor of Lalitpur municipality in 2017 for the first time, I suppose. Then later on, again re-elected in 2022. He is equally active in social work, and he is a president. He has served as a president of Jatu Samas, which represents 32,000 farmers from inner city of Bhutan.
It is indeed a great pleasure for me to speak in front of you. However, I'm very much nervous because I'm not a full-fledged Rotary. I got honorary Rotary membership from Rotary Club of Mahabodha. That means that is an honorary position. honoring my position of Lalipur Metropolitan Mayor. But however, Chiribabu Mahajan is not full-fledged Rotarian so far. Okay, that's my introduction. But I'm very proud being the mayor of Lalipur Metropolitan City, where this 17th conference is being held. And this city, as the previous speakers might have spoken, said that this is the international, this is the heritage city, and this is the World-Craft Council member city, this is the handicraft city, so on and so forth. So I welcome all of you in this beautiful city. So I wish a grand success of this conference. Hopefully, the present shows it is already successful. But again, I'm very happy to say that I'm the mayor of this city, from where, out of 17 district governor of 3292, 5 were from my city, including Dhirendra, including Kirthaman, and late Dr. Tikaman Vaidya, so on and so forth. Hopefully, in the future, more will come. So, I'm very glad to represent all the Rotarians of Lalipur Metropolitan City. Again, I'm very glad to say that we have lot of collaborations, lot of collaborative projects undertaken. And I hope many more to come. However, now I must not speak in length simply because I'm not a full-fledged Rotarian. It's difficult for me to mention the terminologies. I must not make any mistake, okay? But, however, I just like to congratulate Mr. Shetsan, who did a very good job, an exemplary job, excellent job, being the 17th governor of Rotary Club of 3292 district. So that's okay for me. I must not speak in length because it's very difficult. So thank you very much for the opportunity given to me. And while you are in Lalipur Metropolitan City, if there is any problem, if there is any discrepancy, whatever, please give me a shout. I will consider that like this. Okay? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Namaste.